Our next inductee is Jason Couch from Claremont, Florida. Competing on the PBA Tour had always been a dream for this 16-time Tour champion, but after a disappointing performance in his first two tournaments, he called his parents and he told them they planned to give up his dream of the Tour, that the guys were just too tough on the national tour. But after a strong talking to by his parents in not returning home, Jason came away with a different attitude and his professional career began to blossom. The attitude adjustment worked. He went on to win Rookie of the Year in 1992, and 1 year later earned his first PBA title in the 1993 Tums Classic and his first major in the PBA Touring Players Championship. The 42-year-old Couch, along with fellow members, Hall of Famer Mike Durbin, are the only two players to win 3 Tournament of Champions. Couch won them consecutively. Durbin won them over a period of 10 years. Jason won in 1999, 2000, and 2002. And of course, we all know that, obviously, in my opinion, the Masters, the U.S. Open, the Tournament of Champions are all pretty much on an equal level, and they're one of the greatest tournaments we have. Couch's career path was probably a foregone conclusion. He grew up in a bowling center, much like how many of us. He dreamed of bowling. He always said that he came home to watch bowling on the PBA Tour and watch Chris Schenkel and myself do the telecast so he could learn. And I don't know if he learned from many left-handed shots on those bowling tips of the week, Jason. But he was into bowling and he proved himself to be a great champion. Please welcome a video on Jason Couch. Bring it up, guys. Asked me to come out here and do this Hall of Fame thing, I pull up all the bios of everybody I've done on TV. I did 500 and some TV shows with the PBA, either bowled on them or did them on ABC television, and I kept every single bio from every single player from every single show. So I went to Jason Couch and I looked under there and it said 5'9", 160. And I thought I had the wrong bio, Jason. Take it to heart, buddy. Now presenting for Jason Couch, Ed Gallagher, brand manager of Ebonite.
Good evening. From the time Jason was able to roll the bowling ball down the lane, whether it was in a center that his father was running or in a junior league across Florida, Jason Couch had developed a reputation as a superstar in the making. I first met Jason out here in Las Vegas in 1988 when we were bowling the Megabuck tournaments. We're all very young, full of dreams and a lot of aspirations. Some of us had bigger dreams and went on to some extraordinary heights. Jason clearly had the drive, the will, and the skill to be considered the very best. In a time when being a power left-hander was not very advantageous, Jason not only dominated, he did it his way, with power and passion. Looking back at those times, when all of our hair was much longer, and dare I say, we both were much thinner, we all thought about conquering the world of bowling. It is amazing for me to think about the friendships that have developed and have lasted the test of time. And I am proud to say that Jason is not only a friend, but he's a friend that I will have my entire life. In preparing for tonight, when I think of Jason, the parent, the husband, the son, and friend, there was one word that constantly comes to mind, and that is passion. For those of us that have had the great good fortune to know Jason, what we can take away from this extraordinary person is that he is passionate about his family, his friends, the Dodgers, the Redskins, and his career. I left him out. Whatever he chooses to do, Jason's passion comes through loudly and clearly. Jason first came on the PBA scene in 1992. He's amassed 25 regional titles in the regional program, and I recall back in the day being told that Jason was so dominant in the southern region that he was asked to stay away. What an extraordinary testament to an extraordinary talent. Success on a national level came just as fast, with Jason being named 1992 PBA Rookie of the Year. Quickly, Jason was recognized as a player that wore his emotions on his sleeve, clearly not holding anything back. And this was once again quite contrary to what people were used to seeing on the show back in those times. It did not take long for people to see that this young gun from Florida was clearly a great talent, and people would be seeing him on TV quite often. Soon the TV show appearances and the wins continued to mount. And Jason was quickly gaining the reputation as a player that is here to stay and a player that is clearly a winner in the truest sense of the word, winning the Touring Player Championship in 1993. Jason started to accumulate titles and shows along the road. Then in 1999, Jason started a streak of winning the Tournament Champions three times in a row. Who among us could not remember Jason exclaiming, "Three-peat, three-peat." What an amazing moment in PBA's history and a monumental moment in Jason's life. Speaking of the true professional that Jason is, since I've been with Ebonite, Jason has been the face of the brand. Jason has never let me down. He's done everything that we've ever asked and more. Jason has always been there for us, even driving in New York City, in the middle of Team Masters last year, in the middle of rush hour, and everybody knows how much Jason loves New York City. There were no complaints, not one. In all my years, I have never seen someone that can work Bowl Expo, a distributor trade show, or a consumer demo day, and work the room as well as Jason can. But more importantly, make every person in that room feel like they are the most important person at that time. It is a skill that I have marveled at the entire time I've known Jason. When Jason visits Ebonite, it's like a homecoming. Jason makes sure he takes the time to visit each and every department, even the folks working the floor in manufacturing. It is really, truly extraordinary. When we were here at Red Rock a few years ago for the top 50 of all time, upon leaving that night, Jason presented his award to me, and he asked me to bring it back to Ebonite. And his message to me was, he would not be in the position he is in if it was not for the people of Ebonite. That is the kind of person Jason Couch is. All that said makes Jason one of the most highly respected and well-liked professional bowlers that have ever laced on the shoes and thrown a bowling ball for a living. In closing, Jay, I'd like to say that I am humbled and honored that you invited me to accompany you tonight. Jason, you are truly a loving father, a wonderful husband, a loyal and dedicated friend, and a wonderful son. And from here on, you will forever be known as Jason Couch, Hall of Fame.
Please welcome Hall of Famer Jason Couch.
Well, it's going to be tough to beat that one. Where did Bo go? 5'10", 170 maybe? However you want to look at it.
8th grade.
Your time's coming there, Bone. Yes, it's me, baby. Thank you for being so good. I'd like to thank Ed Gallagher for that kind introduction. He kind of spoiled it for my speech because I was getting ready to tell you that not most people know that we did go back to the 80s of bowling megabuck tournaments. At one time, behind Sam's Town, there was a softball field. And Dave Wadka, Jason Couch, Ed Gallagher, Patrick Allen, Mike Lickstein, just a few names to play a little softball. And I think we put a little dent in the industry, just a touch. We're not allowed to show that because Ed has some really nice hair in that one. I would like to start by saying I have lived my life dreaming about this day. From the time I was 4 years old, watching ABC's Wild World of Sports with Nelson Burton Jr. and Chris Schenkel, to me, to hear those guys talk on Saturday afternoon, and watch the guys that I got to watch, I could not wait to race back to my dad's bowling center and try the angles these guys would play on the lane, to try the different bowling balls. And back then it was all the 3 bowling balls. Mike Edwards remembers that, I'm sure. But I've been very fortunate to live out my dream as a pro bowler, and we live in the greatest country in the world, and not many of us get to do what we want for a living, and I'm one of the very fortunate few. I would like to congratulate Gene Stuss and thank the voters. It's an honor to go in with Mr. Stuss. I've been very fortunate to know Gene for a long time, and most of his friends like to refer to him as Gino. loving guy, and just one of the greatest guys you'd ever meet. I'm really sad that he couldn't be here, but I know if he had any chance in the world to come, he would have shown up. I know this evening is about my career, but tonight it's about saying thank you to the people that helped me get here. And if you guys will bear with me, because there's going to be a lot of thank yous tonight, but I certainly won't throw the Daily Eagle hour and a half special on you tonight. It'll be nice and sweet. I don't need any of my kids getting me off the stage tonight. I would like to thank the PBA and its staff for allowing me to live out my dream. There's one gentleman in particular, Dave Schroeder. I don't know where you're seated right now. David, I'd like to thank you so much for what you've done for my career. As the story goes, when the boys would talk about me making so many shows, that you would always tell them that you would schedule me on certain shows before we even bowled. Thank you for that. Thank you to Janae Letty, or as I will refer to her as to be PJ Haggerty's boss. I would like to thank her for always being considerate and thinking of the players and all you do. To the Von Kruger family, I know exactly where you're sitting tonight. Congratulations with Christopher getting married this week. It's a great honor. I would like to thank your entire family for being on the ride throughout my career. Most of you don't know that Kirk and Mary Kirk bowled, she was with him every week, and they traveled by a motorhome, and there was a lot of weeks we drove from Florida, and I drove behind their motorhome to make sure I got to the tour stop okay. So it was very nice. I would like to thank ESPN for supporting the PBA Tour. God knows that we need TV, and to thank them for being as great as they have been to the PBA Tour. The only problem I have with them is that they did hire Mike Roth back. I really don't appreciate that. I'm pretty sure that I'm like 1 in 20 on TV with Mike Roth being the producer. Thank you so much. No, it's not over. The next group of people I would like to thank in no particular order. This is truly genuine. Richard Shockley, Rob Ross, Ron Hoppy, Steve Padilla, John Jowdy, Fred Borden, Randy Stoughton, Brian Purcell, David Garber, Don Mose, Randy Teitloff, Ron Hickland, Chadwick Murphy, and Mike Calderon. All of these gentlemen have either manufactured products for me or coached me at some point in my career, and I truly thank them for what they have done for me. I would like to say one special thing about Chad Murphy. A few years ago, no, it's good, Chad. A few years ago, I had gone through a knee surgery, which I think most of you know, and wasn't a great spot in my career. Pretty much hurts every shot I throw nowadays. Chad took me aside and Chad said, instead of worrying about your knee, why don't you just go out there and have some fun? I'm like, Chad, I'm trying to make a living. I got some mouths at home to feed. And he's like, no, man. He says, you've lost the heart in what you used to do. You need to go back out there and do that. And we got me the TV show. Thank you so much, Chad. The next part of my speech is named, What the Hell Was I Thinking? My roommates. Marker Bone III. This one could go 3 hours, but I'll keep it short. Steve Navy Award. If anyone wants a recount of my Hall of Fame votes tonight, I would really like a recount of his Navy Award votes. I won't bring up the rental car incidents where you punched in my speedometer and threw my rearview mirror out the window, because I don't want to tarnish your great image. I truly love you as a brother and a friend, and I thank you for being the mentor that you've been all of my life. Dave Wodka. I think he abuses me more than anybody, and that's hard to beat Parker. So no, why not room with him, I guess. Best snorer I've ever heard, which is fantastic. But David, honestly, thanks for being there the last 25 years, bro. It's been a lot of good, but it's also been a lot of bad, and I thank you so much for that. I would also like to thank Charlie and Kathy Wodka for letting me sleep on their floor as a 19-year-old kid at the high roller, up into sleeping at their house at the World Series bowling this year. To Brian Himmler and Brian Kretzer, which I'm sure are not here tonight because I don't see all the beer cans out on the table. There was certainly never a shortage of beer cans in our room, and I'm pretty sure most of the people know to tell Chief to order more room service. Chief is the most famous guy I know for ordering $100 worth of room service for himself and not being comatose enough to wake up and answer the door. Dougie Kent. I had to room with Dougie basically because no one else would put up with his first wife. I did say first wife. Love you guys. Jason Hurd. He put up with me, and I put up with him. Enough said, no stories. To Mike Miller. Talk about the odd couple. That would be us. Michael, thank you for showing me the ups and downs in life in dealing with them. The only really good story I can say about him, because there's some kids in the room, is the fact that I did a ball test for William J. Supper, which is in the audience tonight.
No, I'm not.
There's myself, Mike Shady, Dave Wadka was there, Ron Williams. There's a lot of guys down waiting at the bottom of the escalators and baggage claim for Mike Miller. We're in Nashville, Tennessee, heading to Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Yeehaw. Here comes Mike Miller in a straw hat, overalls, no shoes, and no t-shirt under the overalls. And got to the top of the escalator and yelled "Yeehaw" as loud as he could. At this point, Mr. William J. Supper walked out with his rental keys and said, "You guys found a ride." Enough of beating on a few people. I'm just going to talk about a few friends. I think a majority of them are here, if not all of them. To Kegel Company and Len Nicholson. Pards, thanks for making me understand lanes, oil conditions, and helping me become a great bowler. Not a lot of people know what truly comes down to lane conditioning and how difficult it can be in lane surfaces, and you were always there as a friend, and I'm truly grateful, sir. To Mark Baker, thank you for helping me retool my game after knee surgery. I only wish we had the chance to work together when I was healthy. You, sir, are a very, very great coach. To Del Ballard, thank you for teaching me how to bowl on tour when I was just a bowler and not a complete bowler. You have helped me win most of my titles, sir, and I can never repay you for that. To Dennis Matthews, thank you for hosting so many PBA events and this Hall of Fame dinner. Thank you for being there for me anytime I've ever asked you, sir. To Barry Asher, thanks for being there to talk, to retool my game, and of course, Barry, thanks for letting me buy lunch every time. Now I'd like to thank a few of my bosses. William J. Supper, thank you for taking a shot from Winter Garden, Florida, kid you'd never heard of before. Thank you for taking that shot on me, sir. All you got was one reference by the name of Dave Wadka. You gave me bowling balls the first week I asked for them at a time when it was impossible to get a bowling ball. And I graciously thanked you, sir, and you said to me, "Don't worry about it, you'll make a show." And of course I chuckled and said, "Okay, thanks for the free ball." And 3 weeks later, I made the TV show. And that is the first TV show I ever made, up until the last one that I've made, and it's the only bowling balls I've ever thrown, sir, as Evan International. I'm truly grateful. Thank you for that. To Bill Scheib, Bob Reed, and Randy Schicker, thank you all for letting me become the face of Ebonite. For me, it's a lot more than wearing the logo. For the last 20 years, I have put my heart and soul into this company. I honestly feel that this is the greatest brand in the world. To Bugsy Kelly and Jeff Usry. I know Jeff couldn't be here tonight, but I know my man Bugsy's down there, and I don't truly think he knows how I feel. Thank you both for putting a lot of time and effort into my game, as you have at every World Series, and you have been there for 16 to 20 hours every day in the bowling center. And thank you for helping me understand it is truly a team effort in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Thank you. To Dave Bernhardt and Lori Tesmar from Turbo. Thank you for letting me be a part of Turbo and for treating me like family and just not some staffer. You always listen to what I have to say, and you have treated me like a son and a brother since the day I met you. I'm truly grateful. To Bud Clapsaddle of Dexter. You always made it easy and a pleasure to work for and represent Dexter, and I am truly, truly grateful for that, and I know Bud couldn't be here tonight. Start to get a little tough. Ed Gallagher, thank you for being a friend, a boss, and someone to lean on when I needed it. I'm truly proud to know you, and you'll always be a great friend. I have no clientele, Mr. Bernhardt. Thank you to Ebonite, Dexter, and Turbo for supporting me. Might need it. And I truly hope to continue our great relationship together. I would like to thank Jeff Mraz and Dickie Grand. I called them up this past January and said, listen fellas, I'm looking for a sponsor and I hope maybe you guys would be interested. And Jeff said, let me know when you're finished because we're not going to be done until you're done. And I'm truly thankful for that, sir. Thank you. Now the last and the hardest thank yous. Thank you to all of my family that made the trip out from Tennessee, Ohio, and Florida. It means a lot that you are here. Thank you to Big Jim up here in the front for helping us all get us here. To my mom and dad. Thank you for sacrificing a lot of your lives to get me here. Thank you for supporting my entire career with no regrets. Hall of Fame, Mom and Dad, just where you belong. I love you both. To my girls, Courtney, Haley, Kaylin, and Kira, I swear that's all. I know that I'm not always there, but Daddy's working for all of you, and you are always on my mind and in my heart, no matter how far away I am. I love you all, and I will always be there for my girls. Trying to finish. To Kim, my wife, you are truly the greatest wife in the world, from taking care of our kids and supporting my career and making sure I don't screw up all the time. You are my soulmate, and I am so lucky to have found you. I love you more than you will ever know. You are the best thing that ever happened to me. I can't do it without you. I possibly did not miss anybody that I tried to miss tonight. I felt it was my job to thank the people that have supported me my entire career. I would like to thank all of you for attending this great dinner. Have a great night. Thank you.